We're going to talk about excelling in the prophetic. Before I do, I've written a new book called Excelling in the Prophetic. And that will be, it's already been released, but you can only get it. It's an ebook by registering for the April 10th Excelling in the Prophetic workshop. And even though it's not until April 10th, I want you to get the copy of the book and read it if you can before that date, because I'm going to be teaching from that book, Excelling in the Prophetic. You can go to www.impacttlive.com. Again, www.impacttlive.com. And with that registration, you get a copy of the ebook. It's a very low registration, not high at all. Make it affordable to everyone who wants to join in that workshop. No matter what level you are in the prophetic, we can excel. We can go higher. We can be the best at operating in this particular gift, in this calling, in this anointing. And we're going to talk about that some today. So register today for that. I have in my hands another book I've written on the prophetic called God Still Speaks. God Still Speaks. Yes, God does still speak. He speaks to us. He speaks through us. Prophecy is really speaking the heart of God over someone individually, corporately, personal prophecy, corporate prophecy. This book is available at Amazon.com. If you've never read it, I would encourage you to get a copy of it. There's an old picture of me with a nice suit on. Okay. But it's called God Still Speaks. And I believe it'll bless you. Many have read this book, have been blessed by it. And I want you to be blessed by it as well. Amazon.com. You can get any of my books on the prophetic activation, Prophet Arise, the Prophet's Manual, and God Still Speaks. I also have a book called Prophecy from Head to Toe, which is another activation book. And I know these books will bless you and increase your understanding of the prophetic. We have testimonies from around the world of people that have been blessed by the books that I've written on prayer, deliverance, the apostolic, the prophetic, favor. I get testimonies all the time of how people have read those books and really changed their lives. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I can write something that challenges people, educates people, and blesses people in their understanding and in their revelation. Again, as you're coming on, please share, especially Facebook. Please share the broadcast. Today I'm going to talk about excelling in the prophetic. A verse that I want you to look at with me is 1 Corinthians 14 and 12. 1 Corinthians 14 and 12. Paul says this: for as much as you are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that you may excel to the edifying of the church. Again, for as much as you are zealous of spiritual gifts, and there's nothing wrong with being zealous of spiritual gifts. The Bible says desire spiritual gifts, but rather that you may prophesy, 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 1. So God encourages us to be zealous of spiritual gifts. And he mentions that of all the gifts, he emphasizes that prophecy is one of the ones that you should rather desire, because prophecy, 1 Corinthians 14 and 3, he that prophesies speaks unto men to edification, exhortation, and comfort. Prophecy edifies, which means to build up. It exhorts, which means to encourage, and it comforts, which means to bring solace to. And those are very important things that we do in the prophetic ministry. And then he says, for as much as you are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that you may excel to the edifying or the building up of the church. That word edify is from the word edifice, which means a building. It means to build up. Some translations says to strengthen. Now, one of the reasons why I love the prophetic ministry is because it strengthens people. It builds churches. It builds up believers. It encourages them. And I love to encourage. I am an encourager. I believe one of the aspects of the apostolic ministry that is often not talked about is what I call the Barnabas effect. Barnabas, whose name was Joseph, but they call him Barnabas, which means son of consolation or son of exhortation. Barnabas was a great encourager. He was a great exhorter. He was a great person that consoled people. So they actually called him Barnabas. They named him that because of his ability to encourage, exhort, and comfort. And I believe that is a part of the prophetic grace. It's also apostolic because Barnabas was an apostle along with Paul. They were sent out as apostles in Acts 13 from the Antioch church. And sometimes we overlook the importance of apostles and prophets and all ministry gifts, their purpose in building up the church, edifying the church, strengthening the church. I love to edify. I love to encourage. I love to strengthen people. Many people go through periods in their life where they're discouraged, they're frustrated, they're challenged, things happen, life happens, and they need encouragement. They need strengthening. Things can happen that can weaken them, disappoint them, discourage them, frustrate them. All of us have probably been through seasons like that. And what the prophetic does, it really does build you up and encourage you. And Paul says, seek to excel to the edifying of the church. The word excel means to be the best at. It means to be superior. So be good at edifying. Seek to be good or the best at edifying, at building up. And that has been something I've strived to do as a leader, traveling to nations, ministering. I love to build people up. I'm not here to tear you down. I'm not here to beat you up. I hear some ministers, all they do is beat down, beat up. I don't believe that's the will of God. There are times of correction and times of rebuke. But I believe that God has anointed us to build you up. God has given us authority for your edification. And you need to use your authority that way. And I believe that this is why the prophetic is so important. When you get a prophetic dimension, whether you're an apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, teacher, whether you're in the health ministry, a deacon, a servant, whatever your gifting is, when you get a prophetic edge to your ministry, it helps you to encourage, build up, and edify the church. The result of edifying churches is strong churches, strong believers, people built up. You build people up in their faith, their courage, their boldness, their strength, their vision, their dream. We need to stay built up. We need to stay encouraged, because one of the worst things that can happen to a person is discouragement. The word discouragement is really two words, D-I-S, and courage. The word dis means to lack. And remember, God, through Moses, spoke to Joshua saying, be strong and of good courage, for you're going to go over and possess this land. It does take courage to battle, to fight, to overcome. And discourage means to take away courage. We don't need discouragement. Discouragement leads to depression, sadness, hopelessness, despair. Some people even give up in life because of discouragement. They failed so many times. They've struggled in so much. They've had so many things happen until they say life is not even worth living. Well, a prophetic word can change that, because it's really encouragement from God. It's encouragement from heaven. It's God encouraging, building up, strengthening, fortifying, elevating you to a place of courage, boldness, hope. Hope is something that's so important. We're going to talk about faith, but faith is the substance of things hoped for. So if you don't have hope, your faith has nothing to give substance to. I say faith without hope is hopeless. You have to have hope. Hope is a dream, a vision. It's something you're believing for. You have a hope. And then faith is the substance of things hoped for. It gives substance to your hopes. It gives substance to your dreams. It makes them a reality. So faith and hope work together. And sometimes we have a lot of teaching about faith, but little teaching about hope. Hope is important. Remember, these three abide: faith, hope, and love. The greatest is love, but faith and hope are very important as well. So you can't become hopeless. There's a demon called hopelessness. We've cast it out of people. Hopelessness, despair, despondency, suicide, depression, sadness, discouragement. Those are demons that can get into the souls of people and make them so discouraged until they lose hope. Did you know that prophecy can bring deliverance? Psalms 107 and verse 20. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction. So sometimes the prophetic word delivers people from hopelessness, despair, discouragement. You get one prophetic word, it changes your whole outlook on life. This is why I love this. This is why I want to excel in it. I want to be the best at this. I make it my goal. I love spiritual gifts. I'm zealous of spiritual gifts. I love the gifts of the Spirit. I believe in the gifts of the Spirit. But I want to excel. 1 Corinthians 14:12. I want to excel to the edifying of the church. So we're having this gathering coming up online April 10th called Excelling in the Prophetic. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that you can do personally to begin to be the best at excelling in the prophetic, to excel in edifying. What you can do as a believer in your ministry, your calling, your businessman, marketplace, in the ministry, in the church. You can excel in this. And I want you to take a part of this. I've written a book called Excelling in the Prophetic, which is connected to the workshop. You can go to impactulive.com and register today. Do it now so you can get the book and read it before the class. The class is about a little over 10 days away, and it's going to come very quickly. So go to impactulive.com. Are you striving to be the best at building up, at edifying? Are you striving to excel to the building up of the church? Are you one that loves to build up, or do you love to tear down? Hopefully you don't love to tear people down and beat people up and beat them down. You want to uplift people. You want to help people. You want to build people. You want to strengthen people. You want to encourage people. You want to be a Barnabas, a son or daughter of encouragement. So I pray that the Barnabas grace would be upon you. We'll have more Barnabas type ministries raised up, more Barnabas type apostles and prophets raised up in the church to bring strength and encouragement to local churches, to individuals, to leaders. Leaders often need encouragement because often they're dealing with challenges and frustrations in their life because of things they're going through. God told Moses, set aside Joshua and encourage him because he's the one that's going to go over and possess the land. Moses encouraged this man. Encourage him. You're not going in, but he's going to go over. He needs encouragement. We all do. So take advantage of this workshop coming up April 10th. And I want to share that word with you today. Thank you for sharing. If you didn't have a chance to share, please share now, especially those on Facebook Live. Thank you for your gifts. If you want to sow into what I'm ministering or sow into what I'm doing around the world, go to Cash App AJE Global, which stands for Apostle John Eckhardt Global, AJE Global, and PayPal at Apostle JE, the number 1. Again, Cash App AJE Global, PayPal at Apostle JE, the number 1. Thank you so much for your seeds, your sowing. I've already decreed blessing, grace, favor, multiplication, increase 1,000 times more. Make your seed a 111 seed and do it today. 1,000 times more, 1,000 times more, 1,000 times more based on Deuteronomy 1:11. Well, thank you so much. We're going to continue the conversation in Clubhouse. And for those those on Facebook Live, will come back Monday, and it'll be the beginning of the month, and we'll start a new month off on the porch. So thank you so much. God bless you, and double shalom. God bless.